Hi, my name is Carolyn Cromings, and I've been an attorney in the construction industry for the past 16 years. Based on that experience in helping clients navigate subcontracts and contracts in general, and my experience in the courtroom, I have written a book called Quit Getting Screwed to help people, Texas contractors, negotiate better subcontract terms. Also, along with the book, I have created the Subcontractor Institute, which is a full line of classes that's a deep dive into each specific dangerous provision in a subcontract, with plenty of resources there on documents and free resources. So check that out, subcontractorinstitute.com. But that being said, my whole point in this series in the book is to point out dangerous provisions in contracts. And some of the most dangerous things, the first one we'll address is bid versus scope. What's a bid and what's a scope? Okay, so bid is what you put together, your price that you're going to do a scope of work for in a construction contract. So you go through and you produce an itemized bid. If you need a bid form, head over to Subcontractor Institute, there's one there. Make sure you do an itemized bid and you submit it to the general contractor, who then reviews it. And if your bid is accepted, they will issue a subcontract in response to your bid. Now the subcontract has a scope attached, which is most likely different in either large amount or a big amount, a small amount than your bid. So the first thing you need to do when you get a subcontract is review that scope as if you are looking at a new bid. So the bid and the scope are usually always different. Now, by how much would depend. It could be as small as $2,000 or $3,000, or it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. I once represented a contractor that was a door contractor that was hired on a college project to install glass doors. When he put his bid in, his bid was accepted. It didn't have the electrical components. Well, he finished the job, and shortly after he left the project, he received a notice of default letter from the general contractor because he hadn't installed the electrical components. And he came to my office and he said, "I didn't bid the electrical components. I don't know what he's talking about." But after we reviewed the contract that he signed, sure enough, those electrical components were contained in the scope of the contract. So at that point in time, my best advice for him was to go install those electrical components or hire someone to do it, because if not, a default would be much worse. So that's on the small side. I've also represented clients where the scope difference between the bid and the scope were so large that they ended up going out of business because they missed something over $100,000. So this is an essential thing to know when you're walking into any subcontract, that the bid is your offer. I'm going to do this work for this dollar amount. That when accepted, the subcontract comes back as basically a counter offer that has the scope attached. So you need to make sure that what you're agreeing to in the scope, you could still do for that bid price. So make sure you review the scope attached to the subcontract that you get back as if you were bidding a new project. If the prices don't match, there's some great resources in the book on how to handle that. At Subcontractor Institute, there's some forms on how to handle that. But the main thing to know is that if they're different, don't sign a subcontract that doesn't include the increased amount if they are different, because whatever you sign in a subcontract will be used against you. So again, check out Subcontractor Institute or the Cromings Law Firm. We're here to help you out. Thanks.